Today, we are diving into the world of Micro SaaS. It's this lean, super focused business model that's helping solo founders and small teams build really profitable software, and get this, often without a single dollar of venture capital. And we're going to break it all down using the excellent framework from Dr. Vernette Grant. You know, this quote right here, it just gets to the heart of it all. The old way of thinking was that you needed a massive team and millions in funding to even make a dent in the software world. But the Micro SaaS model, it completely flips that on its head. The whole idea is that in today's noisy digital world, thinking small and focused is actually the most powerful way to build something people truly need. So, what is this model really? In this first section, we're going to define it. And look, this is way more than just another business strategy. It's an answer for anyone who wants to build software on their own terms, without the crazy overhead and pressure of a typical tech startup. It's all about precision, focus, and staying in control. Okay, so here's the core definition from Dr. Grant's framework. The keywords you really want to pay attention to are small-scale, specific problems, and narrowly defined. Instead of trying to be everything to everyone, a Micro SaaS zeroes in on one painful problem for a very specific group of people, and it solves that problem brilliantly. It's like a laser, not a floodlight. And it all boils down to this simple but really potent formula. First, you've got the niche. That's your specific, often overlooked audience. Second, the subscription model, which is key for creating that predictable, recurring revenue. And finally, simplicity. We're talking about a product that does one thing incredibly well, without all the feature bloat you see in bigger software. All right, so we've got the what. Now let's get into the how. In this section, we're going to look at the actual blueprint, the life cycle and the core characteristics that make this model so different and, frankly, so effective out in the real world. The path here is just beautifully straightforward. You start with a really focused idea, you build just enough of a product to solve that one core problem, you launch it to your niche audience, and then you build a sustainable business on that recurring revenue. See what's missing? There are no complicated steps about raising Series A, B, and C rounds of funding. It's a direct line from concept to profit, which, let's be honest, is a huge weight off of founders' shoulders. This comparison just makes it so clear, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the traditional path. Go after huge markets, raise big money, hire big teams, and build these complex, sprawling platforms. But on the right, you have the Micro SaaS path, hyper-focused on a niche, maybe run by just you or a tiny team, and totally dedicated to essential, elegant features. It's a choice between brute force and precision. And you can see how all these pieces just click together, right? Because the team is lean and the product is focused, it's naturally cost-effective. And because you're serving a very specific niche, you can be deeply customer-centric. You can actually listen to feedback and build exactly what your users want. And all of that leads to the main goal, a sustainable business that's built for the long haul, not just for a quick sale. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's make this concrete. What does a Micro SaaS business actually look like? In this next section, we're going to explore 3 profitable ideas pulled straight from Dr. Grant's research that really bring these principles to life. First up, a microscheduler. This is such a perfect example. I mean, sure, there are huge, complicated scheduling platforms out there, but they're often way too complex and expensive for a small local business. This idea zeroes right in on that gap. And with today's no-code tools, a founder could probably whip up a working version of this incredibly fast. Think about it from their perspective. A salon owner, a pet groomer, a personal trainer, they don't need some massive enterprise system. What they need is simple booking, automatic SMS reminders to stop no-shows, and an easy way to sync with their calendar. By providing just those core features, this little tool solves a huge, everyday headache for them. Okay, idea number 2. This one tackles another problem that literally every small business faces: building trust. You know how customer reviews are scattered all over the internet? Well, collecting them all by hand is a massive pain. This tool automates the whole thing. So the core function is super simple but incredibly powerful. It automatically finds and pulls all your positive reviews from different sites and then displays them in one clean, smart-looking widget on your website. The benefit here is huge. It instantly builds credibility and social proof, which can directly lead to more customers and more sales. It's a no-brainer. And for our last example, let's talk about something that's super relevant right now: the creator economy. For any creator who has a subscription or membership model, losing subscribers, what we call churn, is the single biggest threat to their income. This is a massive, growing problem. So this tool gets a little techy, but in a really cool way. It uses a bit of AI to analyze subscriber behavior and actually predict who is likely to cancel their subscription. It can then automatically trigger a retention campaign, like sending a special offer or a personal note to keep that at-risk subscriber around. For a creator, this is an incredibly valuable service that directly protects their bottom line. So now that we've seen a few of these ideas in action, let's zoom back out and look at the big picture. In this final section, we'll wrap up exactly why the micro SaaS model isn't just a trend, but a really smart, sustainable strategy for entrepreneurs today. I love this phrase, build small, grow smart, because it's not about staying small forever. It's about starting with a solid, profitable foundation and then growing intelligently instead of just chasing growth at any cost. You build something that works, that customers absolutely love, and you scale from there, staying in control the entire time. So, what are the big takeaways? This model lets you launch a real, sustainable business by just solving one problem incredibly well. It takes advantage of all the amazing low-cost tools out there so you can build fast and stay lean. And maybe most importantly, it lets you build a profitable company without giving up control to investors. You own your business. You own your destiny. And that brings us to the final and most important thought. A question for you. Every industry, every hobby, every profession has those small, annoying problems that everyone complains about, but nobody has fixed. So, based on the framework from Dr. Grant we've covered today, what niche problem out there is just waiting for you to solve it? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.